Hey guys, it's Davis.
And it's Zach. It's kind of whack.
This is kind of whack. Today we have another treat for you guys. We actually have two more guests. Say hi. You can unmute yourself now.
What's
Hi.
up, kind of whackers? You ready to whack out?
Hi, it's me, the real Davis, not this imposter. And this is kind of whack.
You still in this basement?
Yeah. It's a pain down here. Hey, can you turn the heat up, Davis? It's kind of cold.
What the heck, dude?
I don't know.
In the bottom, below me is Andrew, and below Zach is Brian.
On my end, I'm above Zach and Brian's above you.
And they are twins,
Hi.
and I met them online.
About
Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty much.
9 months, 8, 7,
That's
Like recently, but not actually recently.
early
We met like in
summer,
was
late
it
spring.
like March or April, just after quarantine, right?
It was
like,
yeah,
pretty
just-
soon after,
it
at
was
least.
pretty close to the
Yeah.
beginning of quarantine.
Yeah, so we've known each other
Might
for
have been
almost
May.
a year at this point.
Yeah, I want to say 9
a while.
months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy.
But I'd like to say that before we get
Oh.
into it, there's a very drastic transition between how we're talking and acting now to just like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, both of these two idiots were screaming their heads off into the camera face. And now it's very much like
Yeah,
Brian's
pretty
like,
much, pretty much.
hi. I'm
Namaste,
Brian."
namaste.
Oh man,
Brian, I'm a humble peasant.
a humble peasant.
Just a humble monk on Mount
Or-
Vesuvius.
The stew.
Vesuvius, okay.
Vesuvius.
But,
Waiting for
Yeah.
this bad boy to blow.
I've
Okay.
known these two dum-dums for, what is it? Is it 7 years now?
Around that, if not
Something like
a
that.
little longer, technically.
No, it's been like
No, I'm talking
more.
about like technically the first time we met. You know, back when we didn't
I
really.
think that was 8 years ago.
Yeah, I think it was
Almost
eight
a
or
year
9
before
almost.
we really
Well,
met.
But the thing is, I moved up here when I was 10, almost 11.
Mm.
Mhm.
It must,
And
yeah,
I'm
7 years
17.
ago. Okay,
We
yeah.
can't have known each other. Well,
I was
so you
stalking you
probably
when you lived
met.
where you did before.
What?
Did you do the Lego thing before or after you met here, or moved?
No, he did it before he
No,
moved.
Or were you like?
after I moved.
He just came down here.
I just came down
You're
here
just
to
flying
take that.
back and forth, you
Came
know.
down here for an extracurricular Lego class.
Why,
You
okay, why
took
don't you
a
guys
Lego
describe that?
class?
Because this is how we met.
Okay,
And it was so weird.
We met on a Friday night.
I
No,
okay, I don't
It was
know
like
the
a
day.
Monday
It
morning.
would have been 7 years ago.
think
Andrew
it
and
might
I
actually
would have
been a
been
Monday.
9. Zach would have been 10. And there was a class in a nearby high school or community
Was
college.
it CCCC?
It was
No.
CCEE.
CCE?
Something. Yeah,
Are you
I think
sure?
so.
Hold on.
Something like that. But they had a class that was like they just taught you like basically you just went and the instructor was like, all right, kids, today we're gonna build a car out of Legos.
Zach,
And it has to meet these specifications. Go
I hate-
nuts.
I hate to break it to you, but CCEE is in California. I don't think we met there.
It's the Carolina Center for Educational Excellence.
Hold on.
Yeah, I think so.
Carolina Center
I'm a big brain.
for
Yeah.
what?
That's
Educational
horrible.
excellence.
Oh, that is a place. Yeah, it is.
Yes.
What?
It's where we met, like our best friend for the
Carolina
past 7 years.
Center for.
Because to be quite
Why
honest,
is it taking him so long?
I
No,
don't know.
sorry, I was waiting for the autofill. I thought I saw something in the autofill. It
But
was
we
funny.
roll
I
up,
don't think
and
I
I
put it.
honestly barely remember meeting these two there because I don't know. I was just living life. I was playing with Legos, man. I was
Yeah,
just
like,
doing
I
my
forget
own
who it
thing.
was. We didn't actually like
really meet.
think of you as a friend or anything. We know
Oh,
this.
God,
We knew
no.
this other guy.
I still don't
And I
think.
can't
we
remember his
met.
name. I
I
think
feel
it
like
started
his
with an
name was
R.
Evan. It
No, it
could've
was
been-
Evan. But he said frick a lot. Like
He
that,
did.
Frick,
He had his
man.
own
Wow,
website
he's
called
cool. He
like
says frick.
www.frick.com or something.
God,
If
it was
you're
so
watching
stupid.
this
And we hung out with
podcast,
this
hi.
guy during the class. And the instructor always said, instead of just saying Zach, he would say Zach Attack.
Oh my
Yeah.
god,
It was
But
great.
it
But
was
so
so
we're-
bad.
We're in this Lego class, and we didn't really meet Zach it must have been like a year after we were friends. We like mentioned it, and Zach
Mhm.
was like, "Yo, I
Oh
was there
yeah,
too."
I did that.
Yeah.
What a coincidence! Oh, you were Zach Attack.
But was it when we
Never living
actually
that
like
one
met
down.
each other as friends? Was it at Miss Kirk's writing class? Right?
Yes. So
Yes.
Yeah.
like a couple months after that,
Mhm.
because the three of us were homeschooled. Haha, Davis non-homeschool stays
Imagine
away.
being
Can you
homeschooled
share?
and not
But
at a Montessori school.
our other friend Davis's mom was teaching this writing class for all
Not my mom.
small homeschool children. No, not
No,
your mom.
Another
a
Davis.
different Davis.
Another Davis's mom. And
You
so
wouldn't
I
let
like
Davis
roll
name, right?
up and everybody else is in there, and it's just like,
I feel like Zach was the only person we didn't really know at some level
Because like
in
Oh,
that
yeah.
class.
we knew David and Justin. Well, not Justin. We knew David because
Justin.
we passingly saw him in a hallway when we went to
In
public
3rd
school.
grade, he used to be the goalie. We'd play soccer every day at recess.
But he also, I remember distinctly, he was a
Fun
year
times.
ahead in math, and
Yeah.
he walked by in the hallway, and everyone knew David as like this really smart guy, right? And I just said, "Hey, David," and he said, "Hey, back." I'm like, "Wow, that's cool." And I remember that. That's like my first memory of David. Is that?
That's
Yeah.
yeah, because
Great.
David is this super. Well, he's not super tall. He's tall. He's
For
I think
our
he's, like,
group?
the
He's a
same
good like
height.
6'4",
Yeah.
6'5", somewhere in there.
No, he's
No, he's
my
like
height.
6'2".
He's 6'2".
He's 6'2".
Really?
Yeah, I think he's same as Davis.
You
Yeah.
see,
last week.
for reference, we think of him as a giant because
Mhm.
when we were 12, he was like 5'10".
He has
And
not
we were like
grown much
tiny. We
since
were
he
like
was
3'2" or
12.
something.
Yeah.
Dude, that was
So-
me at that age as well.
So like
Yeah.
we used to be like, "Hi, David."
Hey, Dave.
At that age, all of us were under 5 foot.
Yeah.
So this man was almost an entire foot taller than us. So
Yeah.
it was very
I
much
mean,
like
I think Brian
you
and
think
Andrew
of
are
him.
about
Zach,
still
did you ever
under
go to
5
the
feet,
Briar
but,
Chapel
you know.
pool with
We're
us?
over
No.
5 feet. I'm
No,
like 5'3".
we used to go there with like
Thank you
David,
very much.
Justin, Davis, and Brandon, right? And there was like a 5-foot section of the pool, right? And it was
Oh,
like
no.
kind of a
David had
narrow
stuff
gap
all
between like
over.
the like the 4-foot section and then like the deep end with the 6 and 8-foot section, which aren't really that deep, but they were when we were 12. And everyone, their heads were underneath the water when we were doing God, what was that game called?
I don't remember.
The one where the guy's standing away from the edge of the pool and the other people have to go by.
You gotta like
with them
swim
turning around.
across,
Shark and
and
Yeah,
sharks
and then
they have
and
they
to like
make
minnows?
turn
noise
around
to
and
make him turn
catch
around,
you
then
up
he takes a
before you
step
get to the
away.
other side.
Remember that
okay.
game? Was it
We
like
used to do that all the
apple
time.
pie? Apple fritter?
Dude, I've
How-
never heard of this in my
Something
life.
like that, maybe. It was so much fun. I
It
highly
was.
recommend it.
And we played in this like little narrow gap in the pool. And everyone but David was below the water if they were standing on the bottom of the floor, the pool floor.
Oh no, I
But David
remember
just was like
that.
head height above,
Yes.
just strolling through.
Because yeah, he could walk. He would just be like, "Hey,
I remember
be
what's
one
up?"
walking
time he
across.
just walked across without dunking his head under, and I was like,
Wow,
He's
you're
tall.
so tall. God, though, back in 2nd grade when I first met David, that memory I was talking about, I never thought I'd actually like be friends with him.
Why? He was a
God,
cool, smart guy?
Yeah, he was
Ugh.
like,
Yeah.
you know, when you're young and like all the smart people are actually cool.
No.
well, he was.
No,
he was.
at our
I
school, the
wasn't
smart people were
cool. I
cool.
was smart.
Sure, you were, but he was a grade ahead in math,
Mhm.
and he was like the best goalie in the school because he
So
was
people were like,
taller than
"Wow, he's
everyone, so he could
cool."
block everything.
So that's how I became the cool kid of our 2nd grade elementary class, or well, friends with him.
Yeah, you are hardly the cool kid.
It's funny because we have these very different images of who we are and who our friends are now
Mhm.
compared to who we were
Yeah.
like back then.
I remember Zach as the skinny
Yeah.
little Asian from the Lego class, you
He
know?
wasn't
I
that
was
skinny,
chubby
though.
as
No,
hell.
he was a
What are you
chonker.
talking
Yeah,
about?
Are you
Yeah, now
sure?
he is.
No, he was definitely a chonker, dude.
He's
Were you
lost
really that
weight. He really
chonkers?
is.
I don't really remember that, dude.
Even
Dude, if you
freshman year
watch
in
your
high
old
school.
YouTube videos, you'll see that
I
he
was
is a chonker.
rotund. I was a
Hold on,
roly
hold on. I
poly,
gotta go
bro.
pull up our old YouTube videos now.
The
Bro,
word
I
rotund.
I
don't know
probably
why.
weighed almost as much as I do right now, and I'm like a foot taller.
Jeez, hold on.
Yeah,
I can't-
you were.
Now you're hecka
weren't-
skinny.
You weren't like
Yeah.
an obese child.
I was
but you
just
weren't
I was clearly
skinny.
overweight.
Yeah.
God, hold on.
I
I'm
think I've
subscribed to too
always
many
been
people. I can't find our old
underweight.
channel.
Dude, what? You're subscribed to your own channel?
No, our really old channel that we haven't uploaded on in 4 years.
But you're subscribed to that?
Yeah, of course. God,
Alright.
you are chunky, Zach. Jesus, your head is so round.
Where were we? We went on a serious tangent. We
Brian,
missed
that's
Kirk's writing class.
oh that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I roll up and I've got my fedora on, and I'm just like,
your fedora
And the red jacket, right? That was like
Oh,
the
yep.
first time we met you,
Yes.
and why we have that image seared in our head
So-
is you in a red jacket and a
Yeah.
fedora.
I have the jacket still, but it's trashed because I left
Do you have
out in the rain.
Do you have the fedora?
Oh, I have so many fedoras somewhere in my room. But
I
I
think, I
roll
still
up.
have,
It's
I
this
think your
bright
fedora's
red.
still in here, Brian, by the way.
No, they're
Are
in.
you sure?
in the
Well, you left
closet,
some
yeah.
stuff in your closet, so.
Oh.
But I roll up in this very, very like ridiculously bright red, like
Yeah.
What did it
zipper.
say on the
He
back,
used
right?
to wear it.
It said
at
Canada.
at our school
it?
too.
Right,
Yeah,
the yellow
yeah.
one was
All
the
wore
Hydra
that
one, right?
for like
That was the
all
yellow one?
freshman
You
year.
wore it
Yeah,
as
it was
all
the
the
yellow.
freshmen.
Yeah.
That's
We
like
met a
that's
girl
like your
later.
comfort jacket or something. You wear it whenever you go
That's
somewhere
right.
new. It's like, I have to wear this bright red jacket
Yeah.
so I don't stand out.
We met a girl later who went to the same school, and we said, "Hey, do you know our friend Zach? You go to the same school." And she was like, "Zach, oh, the kid in the red jacket." And
I
we
remember
were
she was like, wow, that guy
Wait,
probably
yeah,
doesn't
who?
even know I exist.
Do we
It was-
know her?
Yeah,
Yes.
Oh, I forgot about
She
her.
was in my friend group. I don't know.
I completely forgot about her. She was in my friend group for like a good while in middle school, and then she just kind of stopped talking to us, and we were like, okay.
Yeah, she kind of
Play
just
with-
phased
yeah,
out.
we
and
knew
was like,
her when she
"Oh,
went
fun."
to an acting
That
class
the-
we were in. That was the was
that
that
the
the
Sherlock
one
Holmes
with the
one?
where we were like ahead of the big group and in that really small 4-person play that was absolutely
No,
awful.
it was 5 of us. We did a Sherlock
5
Holmes
us?
thing.
Because it was the other
The Kennedy.
2 and yeah, so it was 5, and that show was awful.
It was pretty bad.
Like we've
would like to
done like
say-
4-person
like-
plays that were actually really good in my own opinion. I had to change like 13 times for one play because of it.
Yeah.
But like that first time we did a really small play, it was awful, and the script was horrible. So we were going on a road trip as a family, and
Oh
it
my
turned
God,
out in
that
the
was so
end
bad.
that this girl's daughter, her baby died, and like that was the whole story. It's
was-
like we're going on this happy road
so-
trip for like to
I
meet
was
the
there for that one.
to
You
meet the.
were. I apologize. So the thing that was bad about it,
God,
it was not only boring
it was very.
in general. It was called The Happy Journey to from Trenton to Camden.
Mhm.
And it was basically a family on a road trip, and then we get there, and this older daughter who's like 10 years older than the rest of the kids is like, "Oh yeah, I had a stillbirth like a week ago."
like, Oh shit,
And then the
that's
so
nice.
that so not only is the plot kind of terrible, but
It
the
had, like, the
play,
worst plot points. Remember that,
Like-
Brent? Like that whole little weird thing with the hot dog stand.
yeah, there was
Like,
like
that my hope like character arc was I had to go like buy a hot dog or
Oh,
something. It was
God.
awful.
there was it was also bad because there were like no cues really other than people's lines. And remembering lines in plays goes up and down. You remember like everybody's lines, or you remember nothing. And
Or my favorite, which I
particular-
always do, is like I remember a chunk and then I have like Misty of everything else, and I usually can make it through. But there's like
Yeah.
a chunk where I'm like
That
solid.
was Toad of Toad Hall. I knew
When there's-
Misty of all
yeah,
of it, and you could
When there's
tell it was
barely
kinda
any cues, it's really hard in those misty areas. So there were long silences when we're just like sitting on like 2 benches
No-
that were
yeah,
lined
none
up
of
like
us-
behind each other.
None of us remembered our lines, and the only cues for anything to happen was our lines. There
Well,
was
remember,
like no
'cause,
set. There were no
Our
other
the teacher of that
directions,
class,
It was
he had
4
to, like
chairs.
move it
That
forward
was
like
the
a
set.
couple weeks,
4
right?
chairs, and we sat there driving.
And then the instructor moved our play forward like 2
Yeah.
or 3 weeks
we
because
weren't-
another play was scheduled there that she needed to do.
So we
And it
weren't
was
at
awful
all
because no
prepared.
one memorized their lines. It was
Honestly,
horrible.
I had a blast like watching that as your guys'
Dude.
friend because it was so clear that you guys were uncomfortable.
Oh, it was awful.
So I was just like sitting here like,
Did
Tell
you watch
me
any of our like
more!
actually good ones, Zach? Like
I was
that
there
one.
for it was actually that had a decently large cast.
Was it Alice? in
Were you
Wonderland?
Alice through the Looking
No.
Glass?
'Cause that one
was
had
pretty
a
good.
huge cast.
It was a different one. I don't
Christmas
remember
Carol?
what
Because we had like
Oh,
2
you
lines
it
for
was.
weren't-
Christmas
Christmas
Carol.
Carol. That's what
We
it
had
was.
like 2 lines, but the
that
cast
was
was
fun.
amazing and just huge.
That was actually a good play. Like that
cast
was
Oh
a
yeah,
really
like
good production.
like I said, the
really
cast was
good.
incredible. They were all talented, really nice people, and we basically we sat in the dressing room playing War, the card game.
Yeah.
Just while we were waiting for on this little speaker, the stage manager in the back to call us in.
Yeah. I
We
think
just
the
waited
best.
there for hours. That
Honestly,
was
I
great.
think the best play we ever did was the first one we ever did.
I
That was
mean,
such a good
that one was good,
play.
but that one where it was just like 4 of us, right? Or 5? Was it 5?
The
Because it was
board game.
it was
Yeah.
his
board
friend who
game
had like
one.
a couple small parts, and then us. So it was technically 5, but
Yeah.
almost 4. But that was a great one.
Okay, just for reference, the first play we did that I said was the best was I don't remember what it was called, but
Doctor in spite of
there's
himself.
Doctor in spite of himself. There's this guy, Scannerell. That's who I got to play, and he was having troubles with his. I fuzzily remember the plot, so I'm sorry. He's having troubles with his wife, and some other people come along, and they're like, "Hey, are you this rich famous doctor? Because we need your help, and we'll pay you a lot of money." And he's like, "Yeah, that's me. Money, yeah, but he's not a doctor. He knows nothing." Andrew got to beat me with a foam
Yes,
stick
that was
for
like my
some
highlight.
reason.
I got 2 really great moments of beating Brian with a poo noodle painted to look like a stick, and I got to hold him at gunpoint with a prop
Yeah.
flintlock pistol.
Yeah. But so he goes to pretend to be a doctor for these rich guys, and one of the rich guys, the costume he chose had like a partially see-through shirt with a bunch of
Oh, the
frills,
ruffles,
and it was
the
like lime
ruffles.
green. It was
Oh
hilarious.
God, the retarded disco man, dude. Remember
Oh
that?
my gosh. It was lime green?
Yeah,
It was lime green, and it had these ruffles down like the front and sides.
That's
this play is
horrible.
gonna
And
sound like a nightmare from us
this one
remembering
guy,
it.
he came in the dressing room and said, "Whoa, what's with the retarded disco man?"
Yeah. But
So that's what we just called it ever
let's
since, and
see.
it was wonderful.
His patient, Scannerell's patient, was also they were pretending to be mute because they didn't want to marry someone their dad was forcing him to marry. And so it was a guy pretending to be a doctor trying to fix someone who was pretending to be mute.
Oh my god.
And then
hilarity
the
ensues.
Marquis, who was like the guy
Yes.
who had the daughter and hired
retarded disco man.
Scannerell. Me and this other guy were his servants. He just went around and did his bidding.
Yeah.
And we looked like homeless people in our costumes. Like we had these like
Honestly,
gray pants and just like raggedy shirts.
I honestly don't remember how that play ends, or really how it begins, or how it is in the middle.
It's fun memories of it.
I
Though.
remember that it was incredible, and it was
Mhm.
so much fun. A first play we
Dude,
ever
you
did.
remember the Sam, like what was it? Sam the Cat's the Devil and something else.
Oh, the oh my
I
god,
thought you were gonna say the sand people. I was like,
Sam, the Fool, the
No.
Devil, and the Cats. Or
But
something.
that was a great one.
Yeah.
But there was one like session where this guy had to practice in monologue, and he did it for like the whole 3 hours. And the entire time I was in this tiny like wicker crate.
Mhm.
Like my back hurt like
scared to
hell
have
after that. Because I mean it was literally I don't know, from like here to here.
That
And only like this high. So I was like kneeling down in it with my back like arched and
that
whatnot.
wasn't even
It was
your
horrible.
character that was supposed to be in the wicker crate. You were filling in that day.
No, that was my character. But it was
Okay, I thought that was
later. I was supposed to be in
Oh.
there for only like, 2 minutes because he was supposed to get his monologue done pretty quickly.
3 hours
So this
later.
kid, he kept messing up, and we went back for like 3 hours while I'm just sitting in this crate. The teacher forgot I was in there.
Yeah.
Like I actually, when it
I
was
forgot
done,
he
I
was in
popped
there.
out of the little crate and scared her.
We were all like, "Oh my god, there's a monster in the crate." Oh, it's him.
I was just in there. I didn't say a word. 3 hours I was stuck in this little crate.
What a trooper.
I know. I
well,
did
you are
nothing.
like 3 inches
I
tall.
think I
so.
picked at like a little piece of the wicker crate that was like sticking out and just like, you know how you do with those little things on doors. You just like pick it and it does that.
I know it sounds bad, but the Auschwitz play we did was really fun too.
That's a good point. Yeah.
You were there
What?
for that one, weren't you?
I was there for
That's-
that one.
yeah.
Dude, that was like
What
one of
does
the last
that
plays we
mean?
were in.
It was
I think, right?
Oh, I think it was
With,
called I Never Saw Another Butterfly or something. I think
Yes.
it's based off a book too, if you want to look it up. But it's based off of kids, I guess about our age or younger, in Auschwitz. There's a love story. There's a bunch of poems we had to recite that were super emotional.
It was very depressing. Like that was
Yeah.
Yes, it
so
was so
Funny
depressing.
story. That play was the last one we did with my first like real crush, and she came out as lesbian
Yes.
during that play.
No,
Okay,
we did
Andrew,
the
Carlos.
we did Alice Through the Looking Glass after that.
No,
right?
that was before.
That before. Okay.
That was before. I think it was
Both
like
of
the
you
session
getting
before. She was like,
rejected
"We
by
just did a comedy,
lesbians.
so let's go to Auschwitz."
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But that was, and then we did Toad of Toad Hall, and that was
Yeah.
really fun too. That's also a book if you want to look that one up.
That was a fun
And
play,
that
though.
one,
Okay, you
that
remember
was recently. That was the last play we did.
it's a really small like cheap production place, and the instructor, she was operating the lights. She had to go around through the back hall because someone missed their cue to bring out this little cart of food.
Yeah.
So she went in and had to improv a little bit of like having to
Mhm.
bring it in and saying it was a delivery.
Yeah.
I don't know how we managed to pull that off because
That
the
whole
dress
play was
rehearsal, which was the night
awful.
before, we completely didn't like. We had to get our scripts to
I fe-
remember our lines.
I feel so bad because there were a
Ugh,
couple
great.
people, Andrew and I included, definitely, who barely knew our lines. And there were
And
a
there were
couple
some who
other
had, like,
people that
every
worked
one.
really hard and knew it really well, and I'm sorry. A
And I
couple
kept
other
saying like,
things,
"I got this," you
they did
know.
really good.
That's like my catchphrase at the time. I said, "Don't worry, I got this." And it
Yeah.
You still
Barely
say
ever
that
so
when you
much.
die in a video game.
It was
Don't worry.
that
Don't
play
worry,
was such
I
a
got this.
disaster in like almost every way. I feel so bad for the like 4, 5 people that were like really good and knew their lines.
Mhm.
And there was like a part where the audience members had to come in to be a jury, and they were all sitting there like,
Yes, no one knew what was
"Am I
going
supposed
on.
to do? What is
The
going on?"
actor of the Toad, she had
And then
her cousin in the audience, and she was supposed to kind of like interact with the audience a little bit. So she ended up shoving her cousin
yeah,
back into the chair.
she had to
And she was
run like
running from the
through the
police.
audience in between the chairs, and she was like, "Get down!" And we were all scared because we'd never met her
We
cousin
thought she
before.
just
We thought
pushed
it
a
was a
random kid in
random
the
person in
audience.
the audience. We were all like, "Oh my god!"
All right, we should probably move on to something
Such a
other than our
tangent.
acting
Holy
career.
crap.
Right?
Are you guys even planning to do anything with that experience?
No, it was really fun though.
I'm
No,
We
so
have great
you know what
sad.
memories
we're
from that.
planning. We were planning to make our awesome YouTube channel take off.
That's true.
I'm
Yeah,
so
we're
I'm
never
so sad 'cause-
showing that channel to anyone, right?
Nope. You guys now know that it exists, but it is never getting
That's
seen.
how you get to know.
Exactly.
Wasn't it like
Don't you dare!
I don't actually remember.
Yeah, you shouldn't. It's good that you don't.
Yeah.
It's actually been renamed since Ryan, who had it. It's actually his personal like account on
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Google.
is, isn't it?
So he changed
Yeah.
the name so it wasn't. God, we
Yeah,
have
I had to
3
change it to
videos
Brian
from
K.
our YouTube career.
It was
Yep. They
trying
were
to play
bad.
off of Good Mythical
One
Morning.
was 70 views too. It's
Kind of.
awful to know
We
that
were-
70 people watched that.
We watched so much GMM and just Rhett and Link in general that
like,
they
yeah.
probably definitely influenced what we wanted to
Oh
do.
yeah, 100%.
yeah,
And we were like,
yeah.
yeah, let's do that. And then we were like, but let's be cringy 11-year-olds.
Yeah, because that was a conscious decision. Oh my god.
Exactly.
Okay. Where were we before our acting career?
I have no idea.
Something
don't
about me
know,
wearing the
dude.
fedora, right? Or the jacket.
I think
Yes,
so. I
'cause
think
we-
so, yeah.
you the red jacket and the fedora, and we met in our acting class.
Yes,
And
that's
you
what
were
brought us
like, my god, that was a
my God.
Oh, God.
tangent and a half.
Okay. I just checked I was thinking about like YouTube views and whatnot, and I just checked my awful like debut video for like a music channel that I have, and it has 200 views, and I feel awful because it's one of my worst pieces I've ever made.
Oh, you know what? The top video on this channel has 3,300.
I know,
Stop,
but
dude.
200
The
people
more
have
you talk
witnessed
about
the
it, the
worst
less
thing I've
views we
ever
get.
made, and that
Well,
feels
that's the
horrible.
point. Wait,
It's not.
moving on.
Yep.
Oh,
What the hell is that?
the,
Hold on, there's a sound.
what are you
Oh,
doing?
the YouTube video started playing. God, that feels bad. It's
Oh
like
my
just to
God.
rub it in my face. It just played in the background.
He was like, "Wait, what's that noise?"
I thought like someone turned on a vacuum cleaner or something.
That's
It was
how
awful
bad
because I
it
was
sounds.
experimenting with these new modules on this program that I had no idea how to use. And I decided, you know what's genius? let's feed it through 2 reverbs.
Oh my god.
So it's just this. I mean, I love reverb, but it's this drowning mess where you can't really hear any of the original. Like I love things drowning in reverb, but you have to still
I
have a
don't.
good dry wet mix.
I don't
Yeah,
like a ton
yeah,
of things
no.
in reverb.
I mean, I make like ambient music, so having everything in the sea of like modulated reverb is wonderful. But you know,
If you put a sea of reverb on the guitar, it sounds like a freaking whale.
yeah, that's
does.
why I use.
It really does.
synthesizers.
I
It's
do
like
it
leaving the
sometimes just
dampened
for
pedal
fun,
down on a
like,
piano. It makes it just nothing.
whale noises. It's
Dude,
incredible.
I got this guitar pedal. It's like a multi effects unit, and the first thing I made on it was like this massive reverb that had delay and chorus on it as well. I think though the delay fed into the reverb, so it was just, and the delay could go to self oscillation, which I didn't know. In case you don't know what that means, it means once you play a note, that note goes forever at the same volume. That's what the self oscillation is. So I just had this swelling reverb, and it just kept getting louder, and it was God, I panicked, so I just I hit the pedal down for
I have so many
and turned off
physical
all the
blunders.
effects. I then figured out like, oh, yeah, that goes into self oscillation. Whoops.
Just disappointed face. Just disappointed face.
It's great pad sound. Now that I've edited it,
oh
it
my
makes
God.
for great pads.
What was that
But,
noise?
Okay.
Don't worry about it. But Davis, you only met these stinkers a couple months ago.
True.
It's barely
On a
couple
scale
now.
of 1 to 10, how weird do you think they are?
They're like a 7 or 8.
Oh, really?
I'll take a 7. I'll take a 7 or
We've
8.
gotten better
Sure.
then.
Well, you're not a 10, dude. Ben is a 10.
That's true.
Ben 10?
Ben 10, he's a kid.
No
Ben
way.
10, dude. Ben 10.
Bro, I love Ben 10.
Dude,
We
when
talked
when are you
about
gonna
Ben
have
10
as
on
a
the
guest on
first
this
episode
podcast?
of the podcast.
For like a week before that too, you couldn't stop talking about
I
it.
was because I was like watching the show.
He was watching so much Ben 10 in one day. It was ridiculous.
Dude, I watched all of the originals, all of Alien Force, all of Ultimate Alien, and all of Omniverse. No skips.
Wow.
You know Omniverse is like 80 episodes long.
Damn.
God.
God, dude.
It was very Omniverse is the worst season by far. It's the worst one. It's just true.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a
Nothing
lot.
else to
I don't
say
think I've
on
ever
that.
watched. I don't remember watching much. I think we watched some of the original and some of another season. Have the little white guys with the little like the black foreheads.
Echo or
Yeah, it had that guy.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
they could split and multiply and
Yes.
then they would shoot
Yes.
their sound beam.
Yeah. That's we watched like a few episodes of that season and then just never watched any Ben 10 again.
That is
I used
sad.
to love Ben 10, but I
Ben
never
10
like
is
really
awesome.
watched it.
Remember that like absolutely horrible video game for Ben 10? I think it was
Oh
on the
my
Wii.
God, That was
And it was
not good.
horrible.
Awful.
Don't say that was horrible.
Wait, are you talking about the one where you could like play as Ben 10?
Yeah.
I don't
Dude,
remember.
I
It was
love
that
that
one guy who
game.
like once he touched materials he could like turn
That's
into him or something.
Kevin.
You could play as him.
That's Kevin.
Kevin. You could play as
Yeah,
Kevin as
yeah.
well. And like
Yeah.
the controls
And-
were just clunky and
No,
awful.
they were
It was not
awesome.
a good game.
I
It was
I got the
so
Wii
bad.
U version
Davis,
too.
I love
You know what was the worst Wii game though? M&M Kart Racing.
Never
that
got
game
that.
was terrible. That
That
game
was
was
awful.
terrible.
The rapper
candy
was racing?
M&M.
Yes, look it up. M&M Kart Racing on the Wii, the original Wii. It was awful to play.
You guys
when you
had
said-
that?
Yes,
Mhm.
and it was horrible.
Was it like
Let's
the
just say
rapper
we went back
or
to
like
Mario
the
Kart
candy
real quick.
or
Oh my God.
It was like a knockoff Mario Kart, but it was really
but it was the
Terrible.
like red M&M and blue M&M and
Oh, let me.
Yeah. yeah.
No way that existed. No way.
M&M
Kart
Kart
Racing was the game.
M&M Kart Racing. They have a website.
Hey, you guys. This isn't gonna be great, but bear with me. I tried to do this on my freaking computer. I've been having problems all day, so it's gonna be on my phone. And it's not gonna be great, but it's gonna be okay. Essentially, what I was gonna walk you, maybe newbies to the piano or just music in general through, is a little bit of something that's just a nice, easy way to get introduced to jazz. For example, the first C major blues scale. It's easy. Just C, E flat, F sharp, or G flat, G, B flat, and then C. That's all you really need to know. Because from there, you take C, B flat, A flat, and G, the left hand, and then you kind of just take it away. That wasn't great. I stumbled a little bit, but you guys get the general idea. So, I don't know where Davis is putting this yet as far as music minutes go, but there you go.
No, that's
God,
not
that
Eminem kart
existed.
racing.
Got a 2.7 out of 5.
It
It's
was
awful,
bad.
dude. It's so bad.
That's
Eminem kart
almost
racing
half.
on the Wii. It was
No, it's
released
over
in
half.
2007. We were
Yeah.
3 when it was released.
Zach, do you remember? I bet we'd think it was bad now, but on the Xbox, like the old Xbox, that game where you
God.
played as like those little green plastic army men,
The Army Man.
and
That was
you
so
used to
much
come over that.
fun.
Play
And
that
like there
for,
were
2
two
hours.
weapons. Like it was a flamethrower and the rocket launcher, and you just run around with those and clean house on everyone else.
Was
Oh,
it
yeah.
like
Call of Duty or
Toy
Halo,
Story
but way
game?
jankier.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I don't remember what it was called.
Original
Probably just
X
like Army Commandos or something.
Xbox
Something like that.
Army
It was a lot of fun though.
and
That was
games.
so much fun. I'd like
'Cause
to
we
play
played a
that.
lot
Was
of
it? It
that.
was Sarge's War.
Sarge's
Army Men
War.
Sarge's
yeah.
War.
It
That
stopped
was it.
working though, didn't it?
Well, we
You
actually
probably
gave
played
our
it so
original
much
Xbox
that the
to
DVD
a
was, or
friend.
the CD was like, or the game disc was like,
No,
ah.
the game disc was fine. It was we just stopped playing it once we started playing Halo.
Because yeah, that's what happened. We started playing Halo, and it's like, this is way better. Why would we play that? This is this
Because
is
it
awesome.
probably is way better, but
God,
the
how
other
much
one was so
Army Men
nostalgic.
Sarge's War? Where can I like buy this? I want
Yeah.
this.
You know what
It-
we need to do
What?
after COVID's over? We need to get Davis over to my house and play Lord of the Ring Conquest.
Oh my god!
I don't know
Okay,
what
so
that
Davis,
is.
every like other day for like 3 years almost, we hung out together.
Yeah, it was
And
insane.
we played.
We called each other the Every Other Day Club.
And
remember that?
and
Yeah.
we were homeschooled, so we'd be like, "Hey,
We
I'm
come from
done
like
with
3 to
school. It's
6
like
or
11
something.
Yeah, like, hey, it's 11 o'clock and I'm done with school. Can I come over?" And it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
let's
man.
do it.
Dude, there's
And-
one copy of Sarge's War on Amazon for $20, but it's for the original Xbox, which we don't.
You
The
can.
Lord of the
You
Rings
have an
game
Xbox
was
360,
our
right?
game.
No, we don't have a 360.
Yes,
Zach.
You have a
play that
one?
all the time.
I think it's still backwards compatible.
I don't think it is.
I think it's 1 to 360 and 360 to OG. I don't think it's worse, but not worse.
Hey
but
man, you
more
never
than that.
know. Might as well
I don't
try
know.
it.
Maybe. But
We
that
could buy
Lord of the
one
Rings
for
game was
$200.
the game. Like, oh my god, that's what we did. Like for as long as we could. That's what we would do, and it was so.
We would just play.
much
What was it? We'd
fun.
what was it? We had like this
Tylenol.
go-to snack, right? We had like
Snack.
it was Cheez-Its and something else, and we bring it and sit on that old like leather couch.
Oh, cheesy
right?
chips and salsa, right?
Cheez-Its, chips, and salsa.
Probably.
Yeah, and we'd sit on that couch and play this one third-person Lord of the Rings game for hours. And was
It
it?
was
You,
Awesome.
we
It
loved
was
playing
so
the
good.
archer and like the wizard characters,
Because
right?
for reference, it's kind of like I guess Battlefront-ish is the
Kind of.
best way to reference it. Sort of. You can have like massive. You could if you had online, it would be 16v16. But because we did the local co-op, it was like a max of
Yeah,
2v2.
bots.
Well, no, because you had the extra bots in it that we'd feel really good headshotting with the bowmen.
Right.
Yeah.
But essentially, you got to choose the classes of archer, rogue, warrior, or mage, I believe. And
I think
it
it
was only those
was.
Something
four.
like that.
And each had their own things. You could fill up this charge meter and do really weird, awesome
And
moves.
you could get like heroes, like you could play as Sauron or
Okay,
Gandalf or
Zach?
Yeah.
So we might love that game, but you could sell it for $100.
is that like a collector's item now?
It might be. It's $100 on Amazon
I have so.
for the
That's
360.
insane. No, you best not sell that
You
game.
know,
Do you
keep
guys,
it, though,
do you guys
until they-
know? You guys know Ocarina of Time 3D, like the 3DS version.
Isn't
of
that
Ocarina of
the
Time?
dank percent one that
Yeah.
people run?
Zelda, never heard of it.
But you know that game. We have an
Yeah.
unopened
Oh.
copy of it, and I'm thinking
Dude.
that in like 20
Oh.
years, it's gonna be
Oh,
worth some
yeah.
change.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Have
yeah.
us an unopened 3D Zelda game.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Dude,
be
we used to
worse
have
than-
the
Let's see.
entire
On
collection
eBay, it's
up to that point for
$600
GameCube. It was so
for an
awesome.
unopened Ocarina of
Everything.
Time.
We had Ocarina. We had the OG
Ocarina of
Legend
Time's
of Zelda.
3D.
We had Wind
David,
Waker.
that's only for the soundtrack.
What is it?
600 for the soundtrack? How
For
does
an
that even work?
unopened Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time CD original soundtrack in '98
No, but
Japan.
it's
That's
the
the CD.
original
Search
soundtrack.
game disc.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hold
No,
on.
it's not. It's 3D. So it's the remake on the 3DS.
3DS.
Oh, that's probably not worth quite as much.
But it,
77.
that's
Oh, you
but
can
what I'm
buy it now
saying
for
is
140 or
in
bid on it at
20
$77.
years it may be worth
Oh,
something.
from okay, yeah.
It's an investment.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's investment.
And we have it. I know exactly
Like
where
stock.
it is.
That's what I tell people about all those. They're investments. I need more.
just
They're
investment.
investments.
All those video games in my
Oh.
Steam account are investments.
Like the investment I promised Brian if he invited me to the party
He
first.
did. He said in 30 years when he's old.
How old would I be, Brian?
You'd be 47.
Mm-hmm.
My mind
Man,
was
you got
blanked
some
and I
good math
defaulted to
skills.
old, okay? But in 30 years, he promised me a Fender Custom Shop Stratocaster. And for all of you who don't know about guitars, which I don't either, I know nothing about guitars, is worth approximately $5,000 to $6,000.
Not bad. Not bad.
30, yeah, I made a good deal.
I don't. I
You
think.
see, I think I
have it
won
written
out
down.
because you had to invite me to the game party first. So that I think that's
Yeah,
a win.
That clearly won that one, Zach. That investment's
made a
gonna pay
terrible
off it when you're 40 and buying a $6,000 guitar.
Oh yeah.
I mean, once you hit like the 4,000 range, the sound is kind of the same. It's just like everything else is improved slightly.
Honestly, I'd rather have like a really big pedal board to tweak the sound how I want than like a really expensive guitar.
I remember hearing someone say, I mean, everyone knows it. I don't know why I said someone say, but like, if you've got like a $600 guitar and you spend $400 more for a $1,000 guitar, the $1,000 one is going to be way better than the $600 one. But if you've got like a $4,000 guitar and you spend $4,400, it's not going to be nearly the same.
No.
Like, it's not going to be.
It's got like
1
a
to
like a,
1,000
that kind of thing, right?
is a huge difference. 1 to 1,000 is a huge difference, but after that, they are increments of 100 that are really small fine tuning things.
That's one thing I love about synths is that they can be cheap and effective. There's a company that's Behringer. They're recreating old analog synthesizers for like really cheap, and they're great.
I mean, honestly though, you don't need to spend a lot for a pretty good guitar. Like this is my Taylor. What I think this is the Dreadnought or the Academy. I forget which one.
I think that's the Academy because mine's bigger.
But it's what? It was like $500, $600.
Yeah,
and it's great. I mean, I haven't had any
also,
problems
like,
with it.
when you think about it, for like a guitar setup, all you really need is a guitar that has quarter out, an audio interface, and a DAW, and you're all set to go for making music.
Hold on,
no,
guys.
dude,
My
you're
dad's calling
wrong.
me.
I have a $1,000 guitar that's 7-string, and it's great.
I have a $2,000 guitar that's great, and then I've also got a guitar I got for $400, I think, and I put new pickups in it that sound better, and I relicked it, so now it looks old.
Bro, I have a Squire.
It's really fun.
I have a Squire, and
That's what
that thing is horrid.
Yeah,
Horrid.
I have 2 of those now. The guitar I started with, and then a Jazzmaster I got.
Yeah, that's the electric guitar I started with. I started with acoustic, but when I got my first electric guitar, we got like a horrible Squire that didn't even stay in tune.
No, just about no Squires do. I got lucky with the Jazzmaster. It's actually really, well, I don't want to say really nice. It's sort of like, I mean, I'll pick it over the $2,000 guitar sometimes.
Wow.
Because it's like the $2,000 one. I keep saying that like I'm bragging. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say the Stratocaster now.
Do you have a 2000 Strat?
I do. I'll show it to you if you want. It's right behind me.
It's all right. You can show me later.
You
don't need to flex on the podcast here. You see my $2,000 guitar here.
Look at how cool I am. I feel so bad saying that now. I apologize.
It's fine.
But it sort of like it sounds great. I don't have to really try to get it to sound good, and it basically plays itself like once I'm going, which is nice sometimes. But sometimes I also sort of want to have to like I don't want to say fight it, but like work for it, you know? It's just sort of a different vibe that you just can't get
Right.
with a higher end guitar.
Makes sense.
Well, you could if I raised the accent.
I know where my Squire is, and I bet you I haven't touched that thing in 5 years, and I bet you it is so out of tune.
Oh no.
No, it's perfectly in tune. It's just in drop E, right?
It sounds
Yeah.
like every guitar you've ever picked up in Guitar Center.
Yeah. Oh. Oh man.
Like, do people purposely like tune it to like a microtonal scale or something on their strings or something, just so they don't,
Maybe.
just so it sounds out of tune for everyone else?
I don't know.
Or do they
Probably
just
not.
not tune them?
They
for a long
don't
time?
tune them. No, they make
Yeah.
the people who use them tune them.
Yeah, they just like.
And do
sit there.
people
They
who
don't
use them just not
their
tune
strings
them,
are
or?
too strong.
No, they
Well,
just sit
I mean,
there.
if
So
I mean, if it's really bad, you'll tune it a little bit, but nobody's sitting there for 15 minutes getting
no,
it
I
tuned.
tuned when I went. I tuned. I
just like do a quick run through, and if something's really bad, I'll get it so it's just about right. But I don't care that much if it's out a bit. At Guitar Center, at home, I'm like, it's got to be good.
Yeah, agreed.
But it's a big difference.
Having that, like, I've never had like a super duper high end guitar. Like having the actual price is like $1,300, but we got it for like $900.
That's a pretty good guitar.
Yeah. So, and having that is so different. It has like, and I'm not used to having like 24 frets. It's just like completely. You're good, Zach.
Yeah.
Having 24 frets is really, it's really different. Cause on my Telly I have 21. So it's
I
just
think the Strat I have is 21 or 2, and then I've got a PRS with 24.
I feel like Fenders are more often 21.
Yeah, I don't think there is a 24 Fender.
I don't know, dude.
I could be very wrong.
There probably is like one, because that's how that works. I don't think Fender
Yeah.
makes any 7 strings either, which was interesting to find out.
No, I don't think so.
They're very set in their ways.
Yeah.
They either make Strats or Tellys or Squires. You get one of 3 options.
Well, they do have more variety.
No, but that's just the only ones you see out in the world. Was the joke.
I hope the audience is just as lost as me.
I
Probably.
apologize.
Sorry.
I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, it's fine. You're fine.
Yep,
You're good.
yeah,
I wonder what Zach's on the who's Zach's on the phone with.
He said his dad was calling him.
Oh, that's not good. Is his dad still out of town?
I think so.
I think
Ooh,
so.
that's
Well, they
not
might
good.
come back today. I'm
Hey,
not sure.
son, are you behaving?
No, that's not what I meant. I meant like he's with his grandfather, which means
Oh.
Ooh,
Yeah.
geez.
ooh. So for you
Let's hope
guys
for
don't
the
know this,
best.
Zach's. I hope we're at liberty to talk about this. Just I'm not going to go into too much detail, but his dad has his grandfather on his dad's side has a very serious cancer, and his dad is up there with him, and I don't know when he's coming back, and we're hoping that what his call isn't horrible news, basically. So
Yeah. Let's just say this part we might have to reshoot tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh,
Right,
that's not a
yeah.
good face.
That's not a good face.
That's not a good face.
Not a happy face. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right. You can't see it, all
jeez.
those audio listeners, but he does not have a good face right now, which isn't a good sign. It's fine. Okay,
He
good.
says everything's
Okay.
okay. All right. Just message him. He says everything's
Okay, good.
Okay.
All right.
All right, everything's
Oh,
good.
we were so stressed. He gave the okay, everything's fine. Hopefully he comes back and he still says that. All right. Sorry about that. That was painful.
Anyway.
What do you guys want to talk about? We kind of ran out of things to talk about.
I mean, see, what have we talked about? We talked about how Zach and us met.
Yeah.
And then
quite a long tangent from our acting career.
Yes. And we talked about like music stuff for a while.
Well, okay, how did you feel when I first joined the Discord server?
Honestly, despite the confidence that I had when meeting you because we were online, I did feel quite nervous meeting you.
I felt
I don't know if you know, but we've actually heard a lot about you before we met you.
Oh.
Like Zach used to talk about you and say like, "Oh, Davis, he's great. He did all this stuff." And we're like, "Oh, cool." And then we were, actually meeting you.
Sound
wow,
pretentious, but I sort of just don't get nervous. Like for pretty much anything.
Oh, look at me! I have a $2,000 guitar. Oh, look at me! I don't get nervous.
I know. I sound so bad
Brian.
on this podcast. I promise I'm not this bad in person.
No, he isn't. He isn't.
But I didn't feel nervous. I don't know. I was just like, cool. All right.
You're disarming. You're like disarmingly. I don't know. You like. Once I met you, you just like threw off all the nervousness I had.
I don't. It's because
it was.
I don't go into situations and make everyone uncomfortable until I know you.
I am not guilty of that at all.
No, but like when I first meet new people, I try to be least awkward as possible.
Yeah.
And also, there's two things that happens. Online it's usually better, but either I am what is that face? Either I'm not awkward at all or I just don't talk. And it's usually in person I'm very shy, but online I was just like, whatever, these people aren't seeing me anyway. It's fine.
That's the exact same thing with me. Like in person, I'm like, I don't want to say anything. I'm going to look bad. I'm terrible. I'm shy. But if I meet, like, I've met tons of people online thanks to quarantine. Thank you, COVID. It's been great.
Honestly, I don't know if you guys, if the podcast audience knows, but we have a Discord server where we all hang out.
Yeah.
And it was David, Justin, Zach, and us for the longest time.
By us, he means me and him.
Yeah, us too, because we're twins. We're together as a we in my mind.
Finish each other's
sentences.
Sandwiches
too. But anyway, it's our server was like 5 members. I think we had the Discord bot in there too, the Me6 to play music, and then I think Davis joined, and then I think another of Zach's friends joined. Maybe
no, it wasn't that. I was it was just us 6 for a while.
Right, it was us 6 for a while, and then I think Justin asked his friends to join. He got Kale in here.
Yeah.
And then after that, I think it was the guy. It was Dirk, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
360 Ooga Booga.
Dirk.
I gotta get him on the podcast. I gotta talk to him.
Dude, we gotta get him back on our server. He was so fun to play with.
I know.
I even had fun playing Fortnite with him.
Without name dropping like 14 people y'all don't know. Basically, it was just a couple people on the server, and over time, we were like, "Hey, I got."
It was like everyone on we had a couple people on our server. Boom, quarantine hits, right? And it's kind of we're like, "Oh, we're not gonna meet any new people," and then boom, our server expands. We have like 20 members on our server. Let's see, we have 5 offline, 14 on. We have 21 people on our server right now, which might not sound like a lot, but for years, Brian and my friend group consisted of 6 people. Wait, no, because that's including us. That's including no, it would be 5-ish.
Your friend group the old is Davis, 6 people though.
It's pretty sad.
The other Davis was kind of our friend, but he's like that one friend you don't really hang out with much. We really like him and hope he can play D&D with us soon. His job
I don't want you to get me wrong. COVID has been bad in just about every way. But I am glad that I managed to meet you and all these other people online, because if I didn't, I would have just been a shy mess. But online, I'm just like, hey, what's up? I'm Brian.
Brian and I are both introverts. We're homeschooled, so we don't meet a lot of people. And then Corona hit, of course, and everyone's thinking, oh, people aren't going to get to meet new people or see people, and our social group just expanded like crazy. It was insane.
I mean, that's how I am. Like, that's how I feel about this podcast. In that, like, Zach and I had been planning to do quote unquote. We did a podcast in sophomore year, and then we were like, yo, we should do this another time. We love talking to each other. We should just do this. And then we never did it. And then quarantine hit, and first semester came around, and we were like, we're doing nothing. Hey, you want to do this podcast? You want to go in my backyard and just do the podcast? He was like, sure, why not? Yeah,
let's go for it.
Yeah,
and
so
here we are.
Overall, I have to say, honestly, I don't like quarantine, but I guess in the end, I'm kind of glad it happened.
And we feel for all those people who have been poorly affected by COVID.
Of course.
Obviously.
We've been very lucky to have this be a somewhat positive thing for our lives.
We have been very blessed, and so we feel for all of you out there who are not in the situation that we are in.
And we hope you all know that it's okay to reach out to other people and get help. Just like Zach.
This is a real issue that we do have to deal with.
Exactly.
And so for all of you out there who are still dealing with, the vaccine's coming soon, guys. Just hold on a little bit longer.
Also, we got to remember mental health issues and addiction issues have been increasing with the quarantine. So remember, if you need help, reach
out.
It's going to be
reach
good
out
for
to someone online. Talk to people online. That's really helped me through is having this place that I can go on every night and say, yo, what's up, guys, has really helped. So
and have people who want you to be there, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's the best feeling in the world is having people want you to be there. And if your friends don't want that, you should honestly get some new friends.
Like every night, our routine is basically we eat dinner. In fact, we're going to have to go eat dinner like right after this is done. And then we watch TV with the family. We watch The Sopranos for a while. We're watching How I Met Your Mother now.
Hey, that's offensive to suicide people. That's offensive to suicide victims.
No. But what time? No, I won't do it.
You know, we only have 10 minutes left, so we kind of have to hurry.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, come
on. Basically, I eat dinner. I watch.
10? Is this 10?
10? Oh, you're telling him? Okay, I'm sorry.
That's the other way around. You gotta go this. 10. 10.
No, that's reversed. This is the right
Discord.
way.
10 minutes left. Okay, there. Now he knows. Okay.
No, he just looks like idiot.
But basically, I eat dinner, I watch TV, and then I'm like excited to like get on and like see friends are on. Like I can't wait. And every time like I see no one's online, I get disappointed.
Yeah.
Honestly, I found that if you just get in a chat and wait, people get on.
Fair.
Just join. It's like it's a psychological
I've done that
effect.
before, but sometimes I'll sit in another chat from everyone else and wait how long they see me not in there.
Because I mean, one-on-one calls can be kind of awkward, you know.
Dude, I was on one of our chats just sitting there while everybody else was there. It took like 20 minutes for them to realize I was playing another game, so like I wasn't mad or anything. I was like doing another thing, but I was just waiting to see. It was a social experience.
Our friend group is huge into like video games. We play video games. That's what we do. Play video games and talk to each other. So
especially
you know when you're playing a game, especially in full screen, alt tabbing and getting out to the Discord window is kind of risky for some games. So don't really do it that often.
Yeah, I remember I think it's just a testament to how good of friends, that's not grammar. How good of friends Zach and I are. I'm sorry, grammar Nazis. I apologize. But we were in a Discord call the other day and we were both doing homework, and like half an hour it was like real quiet, but it never got awkward.
I mean, yeah.
But sometimes it does.
Oh gosh, why does the screen look so green?
I know. You remember like years ago when we said to Zach, like, hey, I feel like we're actually kind of like brothers now, you know?
Hey!
Hey, welcome back to the Rebels for Living.
How'd it go?
It went.
Why was it so long?
I mean, because they're in Canada, so they're like checking in on me and stuff. And then they brought out the thing of because I got blood work done recently to check if my vitamin levels are okay because I have a vitamin D
Or
deficiency.
Wack.
Yeah.
And
it's whack.
Your vitamins are kind of whack. Yeah.
yeah.
Kind of whack. Just like the podcast.
My
Like and subscribe to right now and turn on
God,
notifications to get notified. I do that in Discord calls, like with our friends,
Like
and no one really to advertise to.
It's so crazy.
Wait,
also
wait,
check out the Reddit.
is everything else
They
okay?
have a Reddit.
We were
Everything's
worried.
okay. It was like, oh yeah, so when's your appointment with the doctor? And I'm like, we were waiting for my test results before that. And she's like, no, I scheduled that. And then I'm like, oh, so did I get my results back then? And my mom was like, I don't know. And my dad said, yeah, we have them. I just need to fill out paperwork to look at them.
What?
What the
And then my
heck?
mom was like, I probably have them.
God, I love healthcare.
It's so,
I don't know.
but everything is okay up there? Everything's okay?
Everything's okay. I mean, they call me
Right.
once a day currently. So
Okay, I was like, we were worried that
Yeah, we
like
got-
something
it's sorta-
was happening.
no.
I had to
Like,
explain
get out of my
the
room, Mom.
context
I'm playing
a little bit.
Minecraft and hang out.
No, everything's good, man.
Okay,
I agree.
good. Actually,
Yeah,
we're
no
out of
worries.
time.
Okay. Welcome back,
Unfortunate.
Zach. Goodbye.
Meme review. Meme review.
Now we're just clapping like a bunch of idiots.
Yeah, well, we always do that.
That's us, a bunch of idiots.
All right. Thank you guys so much for being on. If you want to see more from them,
Anytime.
hit
Yeah,
that
if you ever
like
want us back,
button
just
and
call, you
maybe
know?
they'll come back. If you're on YouTube
Subscribe
side,
and
if you're
leave
on
a
the
comment.
What?
Comments are good for the algorithm.
Yeah,
Leave a
Okay,
comments are
if
good
you're
for
on
YouTube algorithm.
Spotify, what you need to do is send them money with PayPal. Okay.
What? We don't have a
I mean, I'm not
PayPal.
gonna say no to money.
Send them
but
more
why?
money, and then we'll be back.
That's not. Don't
if we
listen
get money,
to them.
I sure as hell
We're
ain't
not
paying you.
sponsored by
Well, we might
anybody
get-
yet, so
We might be back even if you don't send money.
That is true.
that's true.
You don't have to send
We
money.
got-
You don't have
got
to
a
do
lot of stories.
anything.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah,
have
we have
praise for.
a lot we could talk about.
Yeah, like your mom.
I remember
okay.
we have one from Zach that Ray actually told us.
Oh no.
Like,
Oh,
you went
no,
to the
dare.
restroom and Ray told us some like good stuff, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Ray
sure.
is Zach's older sister. Maybe we'll get into that another time. But it's the end.
Maybe. Yeah,
So
we gotta
thank you
go.
guys for watching, and thank you guys for coming on here. It's been hilarious.
Anytime.
It's been
No problem.
wonderful. It's been
No
great.
problem, anytime.
Zach was on a phone call for like a third of it. We're having fun here. This, I
Yeah.
mean, if this was like a professional thing, we probably would have just like paused it. But we don't care, and we kept going.
What part of this looks professional?
None of
I'm
it.
sitting in my gaming chair.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.